Hello, this is the Tepid Coder. I thought I would show a different way of binding output arguments when making select statements with SQLite3. I'm not completely happy with the way I did it previously, but I did get to show off things like unions within initializer lists and stuff. Oh, this is the wrong file. I need SQLite example.cp. Here it is. So what I've done here is I've made it so that I could have a vector of these class objects, and I could basically assign them to references of different types, and depending on the type, it would be able to bind them differently. Now, this is all well and good. Like, it's not a bad solution, really, but there's a better thing I can do, I think. So I'm going to do SQLite example. I'm going to copy this. I can type to, let's say, better.cp. I'll call it that. Better.cp. I'm just going to get rid of this entire class here. I don't really want this. Okay, I'm going to leave this bind query arguments. Okay. Update I can leave just as it is, because I'm never going to need to step through and make different updates, I don't think. I mean, I guess I could make different updates and just do different bindings each time. But for now, let's leave that the same. Think about that. Yeah. And insert, I could just... yeah. I'll leave those the same for now. I mean, obviously I could just return a prepared statement, and I could deal with those differently, and it would be a bit better. Because then I could do more inserts without having to keep making new objects. I really want to focus on select right now, though, so... I think what I'm going to do is make a prepare query. I'll call it that instead of select. I'm going to get rid of these. I need the vector of stuff. But then once the query is actually prepared, I want to actually return that statement. So let's do that. Instead of a bool, it's going to be stmt. It's SQLite3 statement. It is a pointer. Okay. And in fact, what I should be doing then is I'll still return a bool, but I'm going to make it so there's an output argument. Just like SQLite3 does. Yeah. So by default, it's going to become a null pointer. Try and prepare it. If I can, I'm going to bind stuff to it. Yeah. But if I'm doing this, then it means that I probably want to be able to bind these, again, differently. So I should probably break this up into a separate thing. I do have something called bind query arguments right here, so probably I should take all of this below. Including that. Okay. Yeah, that should be fine. So prepare a query. I'm going to get the statement from it. Let's look at my success case. I don't want to do any more inserts right now. I guess I could leave those in as tech test functions, but... yeah. Prepare a query. Instead of this vec type, it's going to be a statement. I'll call it select statement. SQLite3 select, oops, STMT select statement. Okay. I kind of want to get rid of a lot of that. I'm going to give myself a lot of space here so I can see what I pasted in. Let's get rid of the stuff I don't need. I am going to get rid of this stuff over here too, I think. Or at least comment it out. Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to need this vector stuff. Okay. Yeah, so I make the prepared statement. And it's going to be right here. So if I failed to do it, let's just say vSuccess equals this. Do I have vSuccess defined anywhere? Nope. It would be defined there, but That's commented out, so I have to find it here. Bool. Okay. So if not be success, then I just need to do SQLite3 close database instance and return 0 to the OS. Oops, I want standard C error failed to prepare select statement. Okay. Alright, so then what do I have here? I should have the ability to bind query arguments, so let's do that. And what am I binding? I should be binding... Ooh. Yeah, so I'll finalize the query, show the error message, 0 to the OS, and I'll also be closing the database handle. Okay, and the argument I'm passing is just going to be the tepid coder. Okay. And while I'm grabbing the rows, I should be doing this. So if it equals either of these, I'm going to say, yeah, so it equals this, else if it doesn't equal that, then it was a failure. Okay. That was a problem. Either way, I'm breaking out. If equals done, else if I rat equals SQLite done. So if we're done, we're just going to break. We're out of rows. But otherwise, it must be something other than SQLite row and done, so it's an error. In that case, I kind of want to do something different. I want to say SQLite3 finalize select statement. I want to do SQLite3 close database handle. Yeah, and then I want to return 0. Okay. Cool. So now I kind of need to bind this dynamically. So this part right here, I need to be careful with. It's going to be retrieve output arguments, maybe query arguments, I don't know, query columns. I'll try that. And this, I need to pass the statement. I need to pass the variables I want to fill, which are going to be like stir name, it's going to be ist4 age, and it's going to be double height, I think. So let's find those right here. Yeah. Okay, and all this garbage I can move elsewhere. SQLite3 finalize database handle, because I'm done at this point. I should have a b success equals this, and then if not b success standard C error, we're going to complain error couldn't bind query column results to variables. Okay, then we're going to say return 0 to the OS. We're also going to say SQLite3 close database handle. Really should be sticking that in the class object. Okay, so what do we have here? Retrieve query columns, statement, and then the argument list. Very out of template. So retrieve query columns. It's going to be a bool. I'm going to say SQLite3 statement reference I'm going to say just stmt, and we're going to say we have a template here. Type name is .targs. I'm going to say targs.fargs. Okay, and we're going to say if size of fargs. Yeah, so if any were passed, alright, I need to be the first argument, so I need to say also I have type name t. Okay, I have t value. I need to do this, and I think I should need to do this too, so it references everything. If you have a packed argument, it's going to mean that when you put a reference in front of it, all of them are referenced. Okay, that's a reference. But I think I had to put that here, not over here. Been a while since I've done this. Okay, so in this case, there's more. I need to say return retrieve query columns. It's going to be statement. It's going to be fargs ... So I'm expanding that. But before that, I need to actually use this. I'm not finalizing in here. There are more arguments to pack, or to columns to retrieve. Okay, otherwise we're just going to return true because it worked. These are all my false cases where it was able to do it because it didn't know the type. All these are going to return true automatically. So we're going to break and continue. That's looking pretty good to me. I'm sure I made some mistake, forgot to put something, but I guess we'll see in a second. So do I have stmt over here? I do. It should be select. Another one. Select. Select. Any more? Select. And I think we're good there. I'm gonna give that a try. So it'd be C++, and I call it better.cpp. I have to link in library lib SQLite. Come on. Lib SQLite3.a. Okay. Output is going to be better.cpp. Oh, I mean, .exe rather. So 195. Right, okay. So right, it's already double pointer. Good. What else do we have? 212, tags not been declared. Oh, it's targs. That's 212. Targs. Okay, 217. I shouldn't have any reference to that anymore. I got rid of it. Let's see 71, 217. Okay. Yeah, we're not doing that. At this point, we just look at the actual type here. I don't need to switch. What I need to do here is actually use constant expressions for each of these. So I can kind of steal that from earlier code, but I'll write it out again. So if constant expression, it'd be standard is integral. We have t, type coming from right here, the current value we're looking at, and then colon value. So if that ends up being true, good. Okay, else if const expression standard is floating point, we're going to do t value. Okay. This should just turn true. Turn true. Oops. So else if const expression, we're going to say standard is same. We're going to do t, then const char star value. Okay. We got a blob, else if const expression. In fact, I can't do this as const char start. It needs to actually be a standard string. And realistically, it'd be a reference to one of those. What if that's going to cause a problem? I guess we'll find out. Okay, so const expression. So standard is same, ut, and standard vector, of unit 8t value. Okay. Okay, an unknown type. So otherwise, I'm just going to complain at this point and return false. Don't need those anymore. Okay. In this case, return true. In this case, return true. So all the cases I'm handling return true, and if it's a case I don't handle, because the type is going to complain about it. Okay. And over here, what are we doing? I want to say else. So if it didn't handle one of these, return false. So I don't actually need to return true here. That way I can skip the false case where it's an unknown type. And I can just go into the same function again, recursively. At compile time, though. Okay. That's only if there's any arguments left. Otherwise, it's just going to return true. Yeah, that's good. And here, if it returns false at some point, this is also going to return false. Okay. Let's see what that does. So we have 215 is integral. What did I type? Is integral instead of integral. Okay, 215. Integral. Okay, 217. Output arg. Fair enough. So really what I have here is just t value equals this. T value. T value. Okay, shove. This one's going to be a bit weird. I should be able to say it equals this, though, if I put it into a vector first. Standard vector of unit 8t. Okay, and I'm going to pass it. It's going to have to be casted, unit 8t reference to this. Ooh, I can't quite do it that way, though. So what I need to do here, say unit 8t, pointer, LPY8p, so pointer to start, I'll say s for start equals this. I'm going to say unit 8t, pointer, LPY8e for end equals LPY8s plus st size bytes. And these are all unit 8t, so they're a byte each. So now I have a start pointer and end pointer. And vector has a constructor you can use. It takes a start and end iterator, and pointers can be used like iterators. So this is our sentinel. It's going to grab everything starting from here and up to but not including the endpoint. So LPY8s up to LPY8e. It's going to grab that range, non-inclusive. Okay. Anything else I need to think about here? Guess I'll find out. So 222. Expected a closing curly brace. Yep. Easy enough. 312, no matching function call to prepare a query. So 312. Where is that happening? Prepare a query. What did I actually call it? That should be right, right? 312. So it takes a database handle, a query, statement, and then variadic arguments. Except it doesn't take these variadic arguments anymore. I got rid of those. Yeah. It's not even templated anymore. There's no reason to use that. Okay, 313, select statement, cannot convert from SQLite statement pointer to double pointer. Okay, so 313. So when I prepare the query, I need to do this. Okay, so 336. Well, true. I never actually ended this, I guess. So while I'm grabbing results from it, yeah, I need to do that. So this part right here needs to happen inside of that. Okay. I wouldn't go to C error, go to C out. I'm gonna do, geez, name, age, height. Let's go to the next line for each one of these. Okay, it's going to be stir name. Oops, I64 age. And then it's going to be double height. Okay. If not be success, oops. We're going to break with an error message. So I'm going to say standard C error, fail to retrieve the returned columns. Okay. Otherwise we're continuing. We keep going through until this returns something other than row. If it's done, then we just break out. Otherwise it's an error. We break out. But either way, if we break out, there's going to be finalization. Okay. Don't really need any of this here. Yeah. Cool. Okay, we have warning. Okay, that's 354. Okay. Now we have 355. Stray this. Messed up again. Did I though? Oh, right there. That's what happened. Okay, 336. Expected unqualified ID before a while. So, 336. Looks like I have some extra garbage here I don't need here. 1, 2, 1, 0. Okay. 342. Retrieve query columns was not declared in the scope. That I mean retrieve query columns. R-E-T-R-I-E-V-E. Missing the E there. Okay. I-E-V-E. Yep. Okay. So 353. See how it's not declared in the scope. 353. Standard C out. What? The heck? Okay, 356. Expected semicolon. Yep. 370. Can I convert between SQLite3 and SQLite statement? Fair enough. 370. SQLite. I call it select statement actually. Yeah, it's not declared in scope. Select statement. Okay, 384. String name not declared in the scope. 384. Right, it isn't. That's true. That should be in here. Could just do that. Kind of easier to read, but whatever. Let's get rid of this and that. Okay. Oops. Alright. Now we have to deal with some template stuff. So, now match operator equals. We have basic string character, const unsigned character. Right. Fair enough. What line was that on, actually? That's on 223? That's because this returns a const unsigned char pointer. So I need to cast it to just a regular constant character pointer. Probably because it supports UTF-8, I'm guessing. 243, what's going on here? So, T reference, T args reference, recursive required from here. No matching call for retrieve query columns with statement reference and nothing else. Okay, so 243. 243. It's because I need to say this is constant expression. Const expression. There we go. Now it's happy. So, better. Success. Doesn't look like it. Looks like it failed. Okay. So let's find out what we're doing here. Every time I grab a row, I'm going to say, cout, retrieving columns. Let's say return columns. Okay. Standard inline and standard flush. For when I crash, I'll still get the output. So not getting that far. Okay. So what if I try to prepare the query? We get that far. Standard cout. The query was prepared. Inline. Flush. Okay. What do I say? Arguments were bound. Query input. Arguments were bound. I'll say that. Wow, okay. So where's our success at? Where's that happening? Right here. So we are opening the database. I'm going to change that message. The database was successfully opened. Flush. Okay, so we prepare the query. What are we actually doing? We should start as null pointer, even though this does get assigned to null pointer anyway when I go to prepare query, so that shouldn't really matter. So it takes a null pointer. Oops, okay. Well, that would have caused a problem right there. Yep. Hey, look at that. Type encoder, age 0, height 0. So those are wrong. Now, part of the reason that's wrong, I think, is because when I'm actually retrieving the query column, I'm not saying which index to use. So I'm going to say int I column index. Okay. And we're going to do column index right here. Yeah. And then when I call it recursively, I need to pass column index plus 1. That should work. Uh-oh. So I'm calling it down at the bottom, 348. 348. I need to do the same thing down here. I need the column index start with, which is 1. And we still have 0 for both of these. That's not right. So let me double check this. Retrieve query columns. I don't know what line that was on anymore. Select statement, column index. Oh, I assigned it to 0 right here. Oops. So it's actually 0 based. So 0 based column index, I want to say. Okay. st column index. Let's actually replace that with this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Height 8, age 0. That's because I'm starting with 1 when I call it, which is wrong. Retrieve. Right there. Okay. 0. Column index with which to start. 0 based. Okay. Okay. Tepid coder, age 77. Height is 0.07. So it's pulling stuff out correctly now. And that's pretty cool, because this means I can actually find different things as needed and keep pulling rows. The thing I could do is I could actually abstract from this and make it so that I step through and do a callback function with whatever I'm binding. That might be even better. But then I have the overhead of calling a function each time. Although if I do a lambda, I wonder if it can optimize that out. I'm kind of unsure about that with standard function. But I kind of like this better. Especially the fact that I can prepare a query in general and then just start using it and stepping through. I can bind new arguments with SQLite reset. I kind of want to show that. Perhaps I'll do the next one. I should do like an SQLite3 miniseries or something. Anyway, this is kind of nice because I don't need to stick the output variables into a vector. I can just reference them directly. So, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing for more content like this, and I'll catch you guys later. Happy coding.